Hello and welcome to this Android Studio tutorial. My name's Cal and today we're going to be continuing on with our calendar view. In previous tutorials we built a monthly as well as a weekly calendar view, and today we're going to be building a daily view. Our daily view, we're just going to be able to scroll through one day at a time, forwards or backwards. As well, we're going to show a list of hours, so 0 to 23, so 24-hour time. And if there are any events that we created in our weekly calendar view tutorial, we're going to show those events for that hour. At the end of the video, we're going to be modifying our monthly calendar view just a little bit. Instead of showing blank squares for the next and previous months, we're going to show the days of the month, but just grayed out. Cool, so picking back up from where we left off last time, I'm going to clone the calendar tutorial from GitHub, renaming the folder to add daily, and then we're going to click on Git and then branches and choose weekly calendar. We're going to check out this branch so that we've got the latest code. And then I'm going to open up the layout folder and open up our week view as well as our main, so our month view. We're going to take the button from our month view and paste that into our week view. We just need to change the text to be daily, as well as the on-click to be a daily action. This is just going to take us to our new activity. And then we'll right-click and say new empty activity. I'm going to name it daily calendar activity. And then we're just going to copy and paste down our new event action and just changing the class to be our daily calendar activity. Cool. So now we're going to head back into our week view. We're going to copy and paste this top section and paste that into our daily calendar. We're going to change the parent layout to be a linear layout, as well as setting the orientation to vertical. We're going to change the on-click of our previous to previous day action and create that in our Java class. And then the same thing for our next day action, just creating that method. We're going to take one of our text views from our day of week, and we're going to change the width to match parent, as well as getting rid of the weight. We're going to change the text to be a full Monday and just making the text size a little bigger. We're going to give this text view an ID, calling it day of week TV, so day of week text view. We're going to change the margin bottom from our linear layout to our text view. And then we're going to head back into our week view. We're going to copy our new event button as well as the list view. We're going to create that on click, calling it new event action, which we can just copy straight from our week view. So we just want to open the same activity. So we're just going to copy that straight out of there. And then we're going to rename our list view, just calling it our hour list view. And we can close off both of those XML files now. And we're going to go in and copy and paste out our views, obviously removing the recycler view because there won't be one in our daily calendar view, but we do need an extra text view. So I'm just calling that one day of week and renaming this to month day text. Now we just need to go in and give that ID to our text view. So just renaming that one month day text. And then we're going to create our familiar init widgets function, which is just going to find each of those views by its ID. So the first one being our month day text, as well as our day of week text view and our hour list view. And then we're going to create our cell next. So what we're going to do is right click on our layout, new layout resource file. I'm going to call this hour cell and just hit split. And then we're going to copy everything out of our event cell and paste that into our hour cell. We're going to change the text to be 10, as well as the orientation to be horizontal. We're going to change the text view width to be 70 dp. We're going to change the ID to time text view, as well as just removing the margin start. Below this, we're going to create a linear layout, which is going to have a width and height of match parent, as well as a padding of 5 dp. The background color we're going to set to be gray, although this gray looks a little bit dark, so I'm just going to command click and duplicate our gray color and just create a light gray. I'm just going to give it 3 E's. And now we're going to apply that background color to be our light gray. We're going to copy and paste our text view inside our linear layout. I'm just renaming it to event 1. Width 0 dp and a weight of 1. We're going to give it margin of 5 dp as well as a background color to be blue. We're going to change the text color to be white as well as the text size 12 sp. We're going to set lines equal to 2, so there can only be maximum of 2 lines on this text view. And now we're ready to copy and paste that text view down 2 more times and just renaming the ID to event 3. And just going to rename the text to event 3 and then do the same thing for our event 2, just giving the ID event 2, and event 1 we're just going to rename the text. Cool, so we can close off that now, and we're going to head back into our daily calendar activity. We're going to override the onResume function and just call setDayView. We're going to create that method, and now we just need to head into our calendar utils. We want to create a month day from date. I'm just going to copy and paste month year from date function and just renaming it to month day from date, and just changing our date formatter to be, instead of months and years, just months and days. And now we can call this function from our daily calendar activity, month day text, set text, to our calendar utils, that function we just created, so month day from date, and giving it selected date. And we just need to hit Alt Enter to import selected date. Next we want to set our day of week string, so we're just going to create a string calling it day of week, which is equal to selected day, get day of week, and then we want to get the string value, so we're going to say get display name. The style is full, and the locale is going to be the default. And then we're just going to say day of week text view, set text to our day of week string. For our previous day action, we're just going to copy what we've done in the previous week action and just changing it to -1 days and calling our set day view instead of our set week view. And the same thing for our next day, we just want to go forward a day and then set our day view. Next thing we want to do in our set day view is actually set our cells or set our list view. So we need to create an adapter for that. So we're going to say file new Java class, creating a class calling it our adapter. We're going to create another class calling it our event, and this is just going to store the hour as well as the list of events for that hour. So I'm going to create a local time calling it time and an array list of events calling it events. And then we're going to right click and generate a constructor for this class, as well as hitting Alt Enter and creating getters and setters for both. Next, we're going to go into our event adapter and just paste everything into our hour adapter, renaming the class to our adapter, as well as the constructor. We're going to call that our adapter. We're going to change the class to receive this our event class that we just created. I'm just going to rename that to our events. And instead of getting an event at position, we're going to get our event. We're going to remove all of the setting text view stuff, and we're just going to create a function calling it set hour, which receives our event time. And we're going to create that method below. And we actually need to pass in our convert view as well. So I'm just going to pass that in through our set hour. And we're going to say time text view is equal to convert view, find view by ID, and giving it our time text view, which is what we put in our hour cell. Next, we're going to head into our calendar utils. We want to be able to get the hour and minutes out of any given local time. So we're just going to copy and paste down our formatted time, just renaming it to formatted short time. We're going to remove the seconds as well as the AM PM stuff and change the hours to capital H. Now back inside our hour adapter, we can set our text of our time text view to our formatted short time, giving it our time. Then we're going to duplicate down that function, just calling it set events, and instead of passing through the time, we're going to pass through our events. We're going to copy and paste down our text view and just renaming that to event 1, and we're going to do the same thing for event 2 and event 3. Next, we're going to say if event size is equal to 0, meaning that there's no events for this hour, we're going to hide event 1 and creating that function, renaming the text view to text view, and we're just going to say text view set visibility to invisible. And so obviously if there's no events, we want to hide all 3 of our events. And then we're going to copy and paste that down and just say if event size is equal to 1, meaning that there's 1 event for the hour, we're going to set our event 1 and just getting the event out of our events list. And then for our set event function, we're just going to rename the text view to text view, and the event is event, and we're going to say text view.setText, giving it event name, as well as setting our text view visibility back to visible. And then we're going to do the same thing for if our event size is equal to 2, but obviously we're going to be setting 2 events, and the same thing for if our event size is equal to 3, we're going to set 3 events. If there's more than 3 events, what we're going to do is still set event 1 and 2, but we're also going to say for event 3, we're going to set the visibility to visible, event 3 set text, and we're going to create a string events not shown is equal to the string value of our events size minus 2. So obviously we're showing 2 events, and then we're going to create a string and just say more events. So it's going to say something like 2 more events or 3 more events. Now in our set day view, we can say set our adapter, create that function, just going to create an our adapter object, which receives application context as well as our list of our events, which we're just going to call our event list. And we're going to create that function a little bit later, but first we're going to set our list view adapter with our hour adapter. Our event list is going to return an array list. We're just going to create a for loop, which starts at 0 for int hour is equal to 0, while hour is less than 24. Add 1 to hour. We're going to create an array list, calling it list, and just return that. Inside our for loop, local time is equal to time of, giving it our hour and a minutes as 0. Our array list events is going to be equal to, I'm going to head into our events class and just copy and paste down our events for date, because we need events for date and time. It's going to receive date and time. We're going to say event hour is equal to event time get hour, and our cell hour is equal to our time get hour. And then if our date equals our date, as well as our event hour equals our cell hour, we're going to add that event to our list. Now we can call that function from our events. So we're just going to say events for date and time, passing it through selected date as well as the time we just created. And then we're going to create an our event object, which is going to receive our time as well as our events list. And then we're going to add our event to our list. And just fixing out one small mistake I made in our hour adapter, I forgot to change the layout from event cell. We need to give it our hour cell. So let's build and run this and see if it's worked. So we're just going to click on weekly and then daily, and you can see you can scroll through the days one at a time, and it's changing the date as well as the day of week. And let's create a new event. I'm just calling it new event, and we'll scroll down to 6 o'clock, and we can see that our one event's sitting there. We'll create another event, just calling it dentist appointment. And then we'll create 2 more events just to see what happens when there's more than 3 events. And that seems to have all worked correctly. So next what we're going to do is work on our monthly calendar view. I'm just going to show you how you can make the previous day months and the next day months grayed out. So we're going to close off all of these files. We're going to open up our main activity where we pass in selected date. We don't actually need to do that in our days and month array. So I'm going to remove that local date there and just changing the year month from date to be our selected date. I'm going to copy and paste down both our year month functions and just renaming this to previous year month, as well as changing the int to previous days a month. We want to create 2 more variables, calling them previous month and next month. The first one we're just going to say is equal to selected day minus months, and the next one is selected date plus months. And now we can feed our previous month into our previous year month. Next, we're going to split out our if statement. So we're going to say else if I is greater than days in month plus day of week. So that's for the next day months, and just removing this or. We're going to copy and paste from our else statement and just saying our days in month array, we're going to add next month get year as well as next month get month. For next month's days, we're just going to say I minus day of week minus days in month. For the previous month days, copy and paste our local date of. The year is previous month get year, and the month is previous month get month. Day is equal to previous days in month plus I minus day of week. So we should have all the right dates in our array now. So now we just need to go into our calendar adapter and change the font color. So in our onBind view holder, we can remove the if date is equal to null because that should never happen now. And then we're going to add in one extra if, which is going to say if date get month equals our calendar util selected date get month. We're going to set our holder day of month, set text color to be color black, meaning that it's the current month. Otherwise, we know that it's not the current month, and we can set the text color to light gray. And if you build and run this, you can see that the previous days and the next days of the month are all grayed out. And it should be working on our weekly calendar view because we're using the same adapter as well. So this has been one way to create a daily calendar view in Android Studio. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.